You think people are going to notice that we're still wearing the same outfit, but we're like 2 weeks into this thing?
They just may think we're bums.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with these guys?
You know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, oh, they live in a Kia. Oh, it's so bad. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Get notified of all.
Ding, ding, done.
What? Ding, ding, done.
You hit subscribe, and then the bell, and then you're done. Ding, ding, done.
Number 3.
Three.
I love Eli Manning with the Giants this year because Eli, in a Shermer type system, Eli's going to be phenomenal.
Who else is going to be phenomenal? And he'll be covered. Eli will be covered under the blanket of Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
Everyone's going to get Barkley. Everyone's going to race to get Barkley.
Yep.
So therefore, everyone's going to be like, you know.
Because of Barkley's value, it's going to devalue Manning in the eyes of most people. Yeah, because a lot of times when you go and you get a great running back, you often don't think highly of the quarterback. Mm-hmm. There are exceptions out there, right? But, like, I'm not worried about Sam Bradford taking points away from David Johnson in Arizona. I'm not worried about that, right? So I think a lot of people see Barkley in that same vein, and you're going to get a bargain on Eli because you look at who's on that team. Sterling Shepard did look good last year. You still have Odell. Right? You still have Evan Ingram, who's a phenomenal tight end. I love Evan Ingram. I honestly think he's the second best tight end.
You would take him fifth round.
I'd take him as early gets. Yeah, I would take Evan Ingram in the 4th or 5th round. I seriously would.
He is pretty damn talented.
I love Evan Ingram. But Eli is going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. Now, of course, in a dynasty league, he carries no long-term value, right? If you're going after Eli in a dynasty league, it's because something happened at the quarterback position for you, right? Yeah. But in a 1-year league, no problem. If you're in a 2 QB league, he is a phenomenal second QB, but you're gonna have to get to him early.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a dynasty league, is though you're not gonna pay a lot of money for him.
No,
nobody's gonna want him. Yeah, that's the great part about it. So if you not even so much if you're looking for a second quarterback, if you need a number 1 quarterback and you got to. You are low on funds. Mm-hmm. Eli's an excellent choice.
In an auction league, you'll get Eli with a $200 cap for under $10.
Yeah,
you'll get him because
you can nominate him second.
He was so bad at times last year, and Eli has this terrible reputation as a turnover machine. One thing about Shermer's offense is I think it's kind of. I know a zebra can't change his stripes. I get it, but I just don't see this season going any way but great for Eli Manning. It's all set up for him to be successful. And they were talking about him being gone. They were saying, no, the Giants might even draft a quarterback because Eli's done.
Yeah.
But Shermer's going to breathe new life into his career. I think you're going to see a huge year out of him, especially with all the weapons that they have on offense at this point.
That's the thing that annoys me about Gettleman too. He had the prettiest dress at the prom. He was like, I don't know, we might trade the second pick. We might keep it. We may take a quarter. You know what I mean? He loved the attention. I'm like, you just got fired.
That's right.
And you got gifted into this job.
You got fired from an organization that has an under 500 record for the career of the organization that was sub 500 record.
You lucked into Saquon Barkley. So don't tell me that you're this amazing draft guy. Yep. So I don't hear it. Maybe more we're veering off. He's like Manning, as we talked about with Jimmy G. In that, you got Manning, Ryan, Rivers, Stafford. Those guys always are lumped together.
Yep.
And it seems like, but none of them have Saquon Barkley. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Ryan, who has Freeman and Coleman. You want to talk about Rivers that has Gordon. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Stafford that has insert X running back for Detroit here.
Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the starter.
But the thing that Stafford has that none of those guys have?
Golden Tate.
Jim Bob Cooter.
They do have Jim Bob Cooter. I like Jim Bob Cooter a lot.
Everyone loves it.
But I mean, if you're going to compare Jim Bob Cooter to Pat Shurmur, it's not a comparison.
No, it's not. Neither. But the thing, an interesting crossover is Todd Haley to any quarterback is going to be in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Great. I mean, offensive coordinator as far as calling plays and being successful in the NFL, great. However, Shermer could form anything it seems like he could form it to any quarterback. Because he's done it with 2 different ones now that were considered subpar quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think the recipe is just too good to not take a chance on him for nothing. You're going to get him for nothing. In an auction league, you're not going to spend any money on Eli Manning. In a keeper league, nobody's going to want him because he's got no long-term value. In a 1 year, in a draft league, just a standard league, again, nobody's going to touch him. He's not going to go. Even if you're in your 14-team league, nobody's drafting Eli Manning as the 14th best quarterback in this league. No way. Because there was too much talk circling around last year, or this year at draft time, that he was done.
Yeah.
The threat to draft a quarterback was so real that it just destroyed his fantasy value. And it's not like he's on a team that has no weapons. It's not like he's in Seattle. I got to be honest with you, Seattle's not very good this year.
A lot of people, I would take Manning over Wilson.
Yeah.
Even though he could, like we said before, Wilson accounted for like over 80% of the offense. He had offensive players there last year.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, he had to, and I mean, he was hurt most of the year. So they're not going to do that to him again. They're really going to try and prop him up against the running game this year.
They got to keep him.
Yep, they're going to be invested into Wilson. So in Seattle they drafted Penny, who I like. They have Chris Carson, who I love. They're going to try and prop up against the running game again to try and give Wilson a little bit of a break.
And the threat of that running game is what's going to aid Manning in the play action. Going to give some more one-on-one opportunities for Ingram and maybe Beckham.
Yep.
It's going to help him out.
It's not like Barkley can't catch the football.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a
great receiver.
It's funny too because you remember what his number was in college?
No.
26. Who else is number 26? Running back in the NFL. Maybe why do I even bring you along? He's going to be that type of a player for Manning. He could be a receiving threat. And I'm done with you.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right. The biggest concern about a rookie running back, and I'll say this, even though we're talking about Eli Manning, is that once you hit game 12, they are done. They're just not conditioned for it yet. And I mean, we're talking about top athletic talent coming out of college. Like we're talking about Saquon Barkley, one of the best athletes.
No, we're talking about Elliott. We're talking about Fournette. We're talking about
they all
these
did
guys.
it. Yeah, it always happens as soon as they hit week 12. They all did. They all flame out, and it's just because they don't have that full year to get their bodies conditioned.
It's that too. Plus the amount of mental preparation has to go into an NFL game versus a college game, or I mean. You're a senior in college, junior or senior in college, and you've gone through it for 2 or 3 years, and you expect that. Like you said, your body's conditioned to it. When you're in the NFL, there's so much more media scrutiny, things coming out. You know that you got to. The mental exhaustion, I think, plays a part in the physical exhaustion throughout the end of the year.
I think it's also important that if you're drafting a team in a dynasty league, it's great to go young, but if you start your league with Leonard Fournette, like last year, if you started with Fournette and you happened into Kareem Hunt. And you happen into some of these other players.
Are you talking about Icy?
I don't. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. While you may have a gangbuster week 1 to 8, when you get to the playoff time, those players.
Oh, you're done.
You're done. So while it is important to grab young players, it's also important not to stack all your value in youth, because that first or second year, these guys don't always perform across an entire season. So I think it's important to remember.
Guy can come into the league, can't pick up a blitz, so therefore you're done.
Right, exactly. Now he's off the field on third downs, right? And that's one thing, like, Barkley picks up a blitz, fine. He's fine. He
played at Penn State. I mean, they're pretty well fundamentally grounded there.
Yeah, he'll be fine as a third down back. So that means Barkley has more value, which I think actually increases Manning's value. So I don't see, like with a player like Fournette, you don't have to worry about Fournette catching the football. So Fournette, if you are high on Fournette, it lowers the value of insert name of quarterback, right? Because Fournette's not a receiving threat. But
it seems like, how could you lower Blake Bortles' value?
Yeah, I know, any lower. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But then you have a player like Barkley, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not the same because he's gonna catch 45, 50 balls this year.
It would be who of. I mean, look at what Cook did last year before he got hurt.
Yeah,
He was a
Dalvin Cook.
beast.
Dalvin Cook's another great
Now,
one.
if you had to compare Barkley to Cook,
you know what my concern about Dalvin Cook is that you're gonna have the same issue as you do with the rookie running backs with him again, because he's gonna hit week 8, week 10, and those legs are just not gonna drive through anymore.
I think that's the one case where it might be a little more physical than mental. But
Yeah.
I just think the mental tear that it takes on these guys.
Sure. And I mean, Dalvin Cook went through rehab, so it's not like he's not physically strong. But I mean, there's not a weight room in the world big enough to prepare you for an NFL season. There just isn't. So Eli Manning is your number 3. I think that's regardless of format.
Yeah.
I think actually the more long term the league looks, I think the easier it will be to get Eli Manning.
I think the only leagues that it will be taken above the 10th round are leagues that are in Jersey.
And in leagues where you can only draft Giants players?
Yes, pretty much.